Hello everyone, very good evening to all of you. Am I audible, visible to all of you? Yes, boys and girls, am I audible, visible to all of you? Very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the platform of Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. Here we are going to provide you daily live classes, live test, quiz, structure courses and unlimited access with one subscription. That means you can attend any classes of any faculty, any subject according to your own convenient time. Yes, and with that one subscription only. Yes, everyone. So I hope all of you downloaded the app. Those who haven't downloaded, please download the app because special classes and plus classes available only on the app. Yes, everyone. Let me introduce myself. Those who are new here, my name is Harshvardhan Singh, and on this platform, I'm going to teach you all the aspects of history, including history optional, economics, and international relations. Currently, my lecture series on modern India and economics is going on. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. It is for you only, and it will be very beneficial for you. Yes, and those who haven't watched the videos related to world history and international relations, please go and check out. It is available on YouTube channel, that is Let's Crack It UPSC CSE English on app. I am having 9-year experience in the field of civil services at Delhi, Pune and Nagpur. Earlier I completed my graduation in engineering. Later I completed my masters in economics, and earlier I was selected as an intelligence bureau officer. Those who want to connect with me, you can connect with me. You can ask the question. You can know the lecture timing and all through my Telegram channel at Unacademy underscore Harshvardhan. Along with that, you can connect with me through Unacademy app and you can ask question directly here as well. Addresses at Harshvardhan Singh for you. Yes, these are our top educators. Please do watch the video. It is available for you and it will be very helpful in your preparation. I hope all of you subscribe to Unacademy. Those who haven't taken subscription, please subscribe to Unacademy because your subscription is important for us. Your subscription made us possible to present such a wonderful video lecture. Without your help, it's not possible. So we have an option of plus as well as iconic. So in the plus, we are going to provide 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 and 36. I insist you at least have 1 year subscription of Unacademy, and yes, it will cost around 44,550 only after using my code, that is HarshV10. If you use my code, you will get the 10% discount and it will cost around 44,550. In the iconic, we are going to provide you 12-month, 24-month and 36-month subscription. In iconic, the most important aspect is basically personal coaching, daily mains question and answer practice set, study planner and personalized feedback. These are the most important aspects, so I insist you please have a iconic subscription. So if you want to take the iconic subscription for a year, it will cost around 62,550 after using my code HarshV10. Okay, and you're going to count as my student. Next, the optional is there. In the optional, you can take the 1 year subscription and it is available after using my code 24,750. Yes, everyone. So these are our special batches. 1 year batch course is there, 2 year batch course is there, NCRT batches, expert batches, and weekend batches for you. So according to your own convenience, own language, you can opt for it. We are going to provide you bilingual Hindi and English. Yes, for your information, we extended the price hike date, and that is the 31st January is decided. So please have a subscription. It is the golden opportunity for you. Yes, the combo offer is there for you. If you want to take the iconic subscription of GS and optional, it will cost around 88,705. If you want to take the plus subscription of both, it will cost around 70,103. Yes, these are my special classes for you, and yes, please watch. If you have missed any of this, it is available only on app. As I mentioned earlier, here we are not just discussing the syllabus, here we are discussing the other than subject like answer writing for mains. Yes, then we are going to discuss the structure for mains answer. Then we discuss about MCQs related to prelims. It is not just solving a number of questions. It is there to suggest you some measures. Along with that, I'm going to tell you the insights of it, what type of mistake you are going to do, what type of mistake you have to avoid in this. So please join there. Yes, a quick recap of last lecture for you. Yes, everyone, a quick recap for you. What we learned in the last lecture. Before that, yes, good morning. Yes, sorry. Good afternoon, Ankita, Ashwini, Neha, Rudra. Yes, very good afternoon to all of you. A wonderful evening. Okay, so now what we have learned in the last lecture. In the last lecture, do you remember that we have discussed the Karachi session? Yes, we have discussed the RTC roundtable conferences. Yes, then we discussed about communal award. Yes, and finally we discussed about the Pune Pact. Yes, everyone. So Karachi session, it was important for fundamental rights and economic program. Yes, then we mentioned the RTC 1, 2, 3. Then we mentioned about the communal award. Communal award was presented by the British Prime Minister. It was the award which included the separate electorate for various sections of the society, including Dalits, including depressed class, and that's why there was a huge protest from the various Indian leaders, including Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi thought that it is the opportunity through which Britishers are going to divide the people in Hindu religion. So it was point of view, the point of view of Ambedkar was totally different. But still, as Gandhi was an important leader, so that's why Gandhi started fast until death to protect the Gandhi. Everybody is okay, and they signed the Pune Pact. Yes, is that clear to you? Yes, boys and girls, is that clear to you? Yes, boys and girls. Okay, one more problem is there as Nilesh, Ashwini, and Ankita mentioned video is going to stuck. Is that the case right now? Yes, everyone. All of you face the same problem? Yes, all of you face the same problem, or it is okay right now? Yes, is it okay right now to all of you, or still you are facing the same problem of network issue? Yes, boys and girls. So we discussed this thing in the last lecture. Now we are going to discuss the a very important topic in between civil disobedience movement and the next struggle, that is Quit India movement. So it is a part in the history which actually gave shape to modern India. Yes, this part gave new shape to the modern India, and yes, after independence, most of the programs we adopted it is based on the decision taken by Indian national movement during this time. Yes, everyone. Okay. So first, what happened? The end of civil disobedience movement. As you know that in 1934, after suspension for a long time, Gandhi decided to end this movement. Gandhi decided to end this movement. Civil disobedience movement ended in 1934. So now what will be the case? Now what will be the case? What should Congress has to do? It is the same question which was there after non-cooperation movement. What to do? Focus on constructive activity, constructive program, or council entry. So there are three views emerged right now. The old views are clear, the same old views are there, that is divergent views in the Congress. What to do? Whether to take part, whether not to take part, whether to focus on constructive activities like spinning of khadi, like propagating the message, Hindu-Muslim unity and all. This is the one program. The another program was suggested by few congressmen, that is to enter into council and then spot the election, then follow the policy of non-cooperation and all. So these are the views presented by the congressman. So those who presented the idea of entry into council are known as new Swarajists. So who were they exactly? Basically, M.A. Ansari. Yes, M.A. Ansari is one of the prominent figure in that, along with Satyamurthy. These leaders, important leaders, as you know, M.A. Ansari was basically the president of Indian National Congress in the Madras session of 1927. So you can understand the importance of this person. So these people, that is Satyamurthy, M.A. Ansari and others, they supported the idea of council entry. They said that it is the now right time, because if we want to sustain this moment, then we have to do something, and that is the best option is enter into council. Another important aspect, that is Gandhian way. This Gandhian way is simple, constructive program. And you all knew about the constructive program of Gandhi. What Gandhi wants to do, that Gandhi said that yes, promotion of khadi. Yes, even now the new task taken by Gandhi, that is upliftment of Harijan. He started a newspaper, he propagated the idea, he presented the views. So this type of program he wants to do. But third option, yes, exactly. Third option emerged right now, and that option in the form of leftist. Here the leftist view is completely different from first two. They said that these two views are tried and tested, and you know that the result of this view is basically what? Nothing. So instead of that, they are supporting the idea of continuation of struggle. Continuation of struggle. And this is the same time there is a differences between Gandhi and Nehru is visible. What kind of differences? So you know that the ideology of Gandhi was struggle through struggle. But Nehru presented the idea of struggle and victory. Nehru said that struggle should be continuous and we should not stop till the victory. So this ideological differences emerged during that time, and leftists supported this idea of continuation of struggle. They said that struggle should be in all forms. It should not be that entry into council, every form. So that's why what they did, they toured all India level. They addressed the meetings, they wrote the letters, then they wrote in the newspaper, they published the books and all. So everything they were doing to present the ideas. They continued the struggle among the people. The moment ended. So don't you think it is the best opportunity for Britishers to divide the Congress and and continue their rule. Yes, boys and girls, this is in front of you. The three divergent views are there in Indian National Congress. And don't you think Britishers have the best opportunity to divide Indians? Basically, the national movement. Yes, everyone. Don't you think it is the best opportunity for them? Yes, boys and girls. What do you think? It is. Yes, maybe there is a network problem and network issue, and because of that, time lag is more. Yes, but as I request you, please cooperate with me because of network issues, such type of problem emerge. Yes, everyone. So, what do you think? This is the best opportunity for Britishers to introduce the division and all. Yes, Ankita said yes. Good. What about other? Do you know that Britishers did this thing in 1907? Surat split. Britishers uses the same technique in 1919. That's why liberals left the Congress. Britishers did the same thing in 1923. That led the formation of Swarajist. And again it was the best opportunity for the Britishers to do so, but they failed to do that. And why it is so? क्योंकि इतिहास हम भी पढ़ते हैं और हमें भी पता है कि इतिहास में से क्या सीख रहे हैं. Yes, congressmen learn from their mistakes. That's why congressmen, though they say that, they mention it clearly. We have a divergent interest, but one thing is common, that we are not going to divide Indian national movement. And even there were many people who says Nehru and Bose to form a separate organization to start your agenda. But Nehru and Subhash said no, it is not the time. Even Nehru publicly opposes this idea. Nehru said that why to waste the time? It is instead of that, stay here, try to pursue the Congress and mold it towards the socialism. Clear? Even Rajaji, he was a rightist, but still he said that no, we are not going to end our type with leftist. So this shows that right now Congress attained the maturity. They accepted the divergent opinion with respect. And yes, that's why these three views were there. And finally, sometimes it was a victory of rightists, sometimes it was a victory of leftists. And Gandhi always played the role of moderator. Gandhi always helped them to sort out their differences. And what happened? The best way, the view of Swarajist is accepted in 1934. Yes, everyone. Gandhi uses his presence and he guided, and because of that in 1934 there was an election of Central Legislative Assembly. Yes, and in May 1934 AICC under the guidance of Gandhi decided to contest the election, as it was opposed by leftists were not happy with that, but as rightists wanted, so Gandhi acted as a modulator, and because of that reason only they accepted this thing. So in 1934, Congress contested the election of Central Legislative Assembly, and the most important aspect of it, that is Congress captured 45 out of 75, yes boys and girls, 45 out of 70 seats which reserved for Indians. So can we consider it is the victory of Congress? Yes, can we consider it is a victory of Congress? Sorry, 45 out of 75. So it is a major deal for Congress, and it is a victory of Congress and failure of Britishers to divide Congress. Now you know what the 34 was there because means year 34 went into all these things. The differences in the Congress election was there with to take part and not, and finally participated and emerged as a victor in Central Legislative Assembly. Now what? Now they get the opportunity in the form of Government of India Act 1935. This was the act presented by British government, and who created the basis for it? Simon Commission and RTC, that is Round Table Conference, created the basis for formation of Government of India Act 1935. So what's there in this act? This act was basically presented the concept of federation. They presented the concept of federation. So this is the polity word, federation. So what is mean by federal or federation? Federal is basically two things. Power is divided into two entities, two power centers, maybe center, state, or maybe other. So basically what is federation? In federal structure, power is divided into two entities. So what was the case in the Act of 1935? In the Act of 1935, when they were talking about All India Federation, they were talking about the two things, that is British India and native state. British India and native state, they were talking about it. This idea was a clear one, no problem at all. But as you're talking about formation of federation, the main important problem or main important question mark, and this question raised by Indian nationalists, why the franchisee is limited, means at that time out of total population only 1/6 people can vote. Only 1/6 people can vote. So this is a very limited franchisee, and even women are not participated in that. So it was the first problem with this act. The second thing, the princes, that is native rulers, has the authority to appoint the representative appointment. So there is no principle of election. So basically prince are going to appoint those who are going to favor the prince only, who are going to present the views of prince only. So basically it is just a puppet in the hands of native rulers. So it was opposed by nationalist leader. But this was the provision in this act, that is princes are going to appoint the representative in federal legislature. Next important, defense and foreign relation. Defense and foreign relation remains out of federal legislature. That means who is going to handle it? British Indian government, basically under Viceroy. Defense and foreign relation is there under Britishers only. Federal state or federal legislature do not have any authority over it. Next important thing, that is Viceroy retains special control over the other subject. Means basically Though this act introduced, as everybody knew about this act introduced provincial autonomy. Yes, everyone, this act introduced provincial autonomies as well as this act introduced diarchy at center. Yes, everyone. So Act of 1919, introduction of diarchy in provinces, but by the Act of 35, provincial autonomy established in provinces, the same way diarchy introduced in center. Yes, everyone, and tomorrow we are having a marathon session on the acts. Please do not miss this because every year at least two questions in prelims UPSC is going to ask on acts. And you know what? Why it is so important? Because this portion is the overlapping area between polity and Indian history. So that's why question must be there. Tomorrow, marathon session, do not miss because we are going to discuss the background, how these acts have emerged, what were the impact, consequences, and provisions of acts. So please do not miss that. Clear? So this is the situation present at that time. Government of India Act was there, creation of All India Federation, limited franchisee was there. Princess is going to appoint the representative in that. Defense and foreign under federal government, federal out of federal legislature, that means under British government. And finally, Viceroy retains a special control. It means everything. Special control means they are going to use the veto. Simple. Now, this Government of India Act related to the provinces, the first important aspect is provision of provincial autonomy. Yes, everyone, this act provided provincial autonomy. Then what? In this act, governor was appointed by British government and retained special powers. Yes, everyone. Governor are appointed by British government and retain special powers. The next important thing in that, it's very simple. Governor had power to take control. Governor had a power to take control and indefinitely run the administration of the provinces. So if you go through it, yes everyone, if you go through it carefully, you will get a notice that provincial autonomy is introduced. Yes, provincial autonomy is introduced. Governor appointed by the British government retains special power, and the most important thing, that is governor had a power to take control indefinitely and run the administration of the provinces. What's the reaction from leaders of Indian National Congress? Its reaction is very simple. LOL. Means, are you comedy? It was a reaction like that. Because when you're talking about provincial autonomy, when you're talking about provincial autonomy, that means you are giving free hand. It is supposed you are giving a free hand to provinces, but With this act, it is just show of real power is vested with the British only. This is farce, and that's why it was not accepted by Indian nationalists. It was not accepted by Indian nationalists. Clear? Is that clear to you? Why it was a problematic thing for them. Now what to do? And one more thing, you know that the Government of India Act have one more provision, that is elections for provinces. This is the aspect, and now one more debate started in Indian National Congress. What to do? Whether to take part into election or whether not to take part in the election. This is the most important debate for a long time. Whether to take part or yes, that's why it is just a farce, Ashwini, I mentioned. What's the use of that? Nothing. It was nothing. It was just a farce. They just want to show this thing. Okay, it is kind of. But reaction from Indian National Congress was not acceptable. This government of India was not acceptable. So now there was a debate in within the Congress. Yes, there was a debate in Indian National Congress. So the two views emerge in Indian National Congress right now. Rightist, leftist. Rightist and leftist. These two views. And now who were the rightists here? The rightists were the same as no changes. Like what? Rajaji, then Rajendra Prasad, then Vallabhbhai Patel. Who were the leftists here? Of course, the two prominent personalities, Nehru and Bose. These were the two personalities which were basically leading the lefts. What to do now? Rightists have a different view. Leftists said that no, they do not want to take part into election because participating in election, it is suggestive of acceptance of the act. But the view of Congress is against the act. Rightists said we are going to participate but we are against the act. So what to do? So this thing was continued. What to do? What should be the strategy? Yes, what should be the oh, yes, what should be the strategy? It was a debate in the Congress. Next, the leftist leader like Bose and Nehru totally opposes the acceptance of office and thereby working of the act. And this leftist presented the view of uncompromising hostility towards act. And they said that participation and acceptance of offices is basically betrayal of our views. So that's why they presented this idea. They are not going to accept the offices. But as once again Gandhi played an important role, and you know why Gandhi is important. This is the way why I insist that Gandhi played an important role. Gandhi, when the Congress were having divergent paths, at that time Gandhi made the compromise between the rightist and leftist So finally Congress agreed to take part into election, but but in the Lucknow session and Firozpur session here, this was in early 1936. Please remember, there was no election of Indian National Congress in 37. In 1936, there were two sessions of Indian National Congress. One was there in early phase of 1936, other was there in the late phase of 1936, and in the both sessions, Jawaharlal Nehru became the president of Indian National Congress, and yes, he was the man or representative of socialist idea, leftist idea in Congress. So in his speeches, what he said Congress is ready to fight the election, but postpone the decision of acceptance of office. Nehru sought this opportunity. Yes, Nehru sought this opportunity. He considered that this is the right way through which Congress can propagate their ideas and program. Yes, people should know what we are thinking. People should know what will be our views after independence. So, what they did, they considered this is the best opportunity for them to propagate their ideas and basically the idea of socialism, idea of Congress related to the freedom, and so that the struggle which they were talking about, that struggle should be continued in the form of struggle within the people. Struggle means basically they want to just lighten up the people. They want to create the awareness. And Nehru once upon a time said that touching the heart is a good thing, but touching a pocket, it is the most important thing. Clear? So that's why they said that socialism, what type of socialism and all. So they agree with that, but they decided not to form the government till the government is going to modify the Act of 1935. Clear? So election takes place for 1161 seats and Congress grabbed 716. Out of 1161, Congress grabbed 716. That means more than 50% seats grabbed by Congress. So it shows that the majority of Congress in many provinces. But here it is the most important thing. Yes, everyone. Gandhi didn't address a single rally in this election. In this election, Jawaharlal Nehru emerged as the most important personality because he was the president of Indian National Congress. He wrote the manifesto for the Congress and he presented the idea of Congress by addressing rallies. Yes, he addressed the rally. You cannot imagine at that time when there was no such facilities of private charter, private chopper. He traveled length and breadth of this country to propagate the idea of Congress. Yes, and because of that, he became so popular. So, what exactly what Congress did here? Congress participated with, yes, everyone, please take note of it. Congress participated in the election of 1937 with the detailed socio-economic political program because they considered it is the best opportunity for them to present their views. Detailed program of socio-economic political they presented in front of the masses. Clear? And with the demand, yes, this is an important aspect. Yes, everyone, please take note of it. These two are factual question. These two can be asked in the prelims examination. So they demanded constituent assembly. This is the front runner demand. Yes, this is the forefront runner demand, that is demand for constituent assembly. Yes, everyone. So this is the way Congress, and why they said that, because Nehru and Subhash said that now it is clear that is aim of Indian National Congress is Purna Swaraj. That means we are not going to satisfy with any what we can say offer like formation of dominant status and all. No, no, it is not acceptable. Now what we want constituent assembly. Clear. We are going to write our own constitution. And why? Because we want freedom. So there was a election in 11 provinces, and out of 11, in 5 provinces Congress got majority. Yes, out of 11, in 5 provinces Congress got a majority, and these provinces were Madras, UP, CP, Bihar and Odisha. In the Madras, you know, Rajaji played an important role. Yes, in Bihar, Rajendra Prasad played an important role. Clear? So these are the important rightists who played an important role in here, and because of that, majority government formed in 5 provinces. One more important province, nearly half, they captured into Bombay Presidency or Bombay province. They captured nearly half seat. So that means there is a possibility of formation of government in 6 provinces, but Congress didn't form it. Yes, everyone, please take note of it. After election, Congress emerged as a victor and Congress stayed calm. They said that we are not going to form the government. And you know what? At that time, there was no such concept of horse trading. If it was there, then maybe something different we have to read in history. But it was not there at that time. People were very firm related to their ideology. And after fighting election, when Congress got the majority and they decided not to form the government, this created a constitutional deadlock. Yes, everyone. Now it is a problematic thing. Why? Because provincial autonomy is given. Now government is going to handle by people's representative in provinces. But now people's representatives said that they are not going to form the government. What to do? They said that our demand is very clear. Yes, our demand is very clear. And what's our demand? Introduce amendment in the Act of 1935. We are not happy with that. We are opposing the idea of unlimited power given to governor. We are opposing the idea of indefinite run of government by governor. We are not going to accept it. If you are ready with that, then and then only we are going to form the government. And this was the constitutional deadlock in front of Britishers. What to do? If they are not going to accept the demand, as you know, out of 11 provinces, in the 6 provinces, Congress got a majority. Yes, 5 provinces, absolute majority. In 6 provinces, more than means near to half were there. So it shows that in 6 provinces, if there is no government, it is an act of means embarrassment for the Britishers, because they thought to introduce these reforms and to present themselves as a liberal in the world. It was a question mark for their intention. And that's why, yes, everyone, and that's why Britishers accepted the demand of Indian National Congress and they introduced the changes in the Act of 1935, and because of that Congress was able to form the government. But one more question is related to the formation of government. It is first we mention about the Britishers problem. Now the problem with Congress as well. In the six provinces they can form the government. But what about others? What to do that? Because when they fought this election, they never thought about formation of coalition, and they had a bitter experience of coalition in the Swarajist form of the, yes, in the Swarajist we know that responsive cooperativism is there and all. So they had the bitter experiences. So what to do? Whether to take part in the government by taking support from the other party, or whether to sit in opposition. So finally Congress agreed to have a coalition, and because of that reason, in 9 provinces, Congress was in position to form the government, and 5 provinces, the name we already mentioned. The rest 3 provinces were very simple. The rest 3 provinces, one is of course Bombay, that is sixth. Yes, seventh province. Four should be there. One is Bombay, another is Sindh, then another is Northwest Frontier Province. Clear? So only 2 provinces where Congress didn't form the government. These provinces were basically Bengal and Punjab. These are the two. Yes, everyone, please take note of this. This is a prelims question, factual question for you. Only 2 provinces where Congress was not in a position to form the government, that is Bengal and Punjab. Though in Bengal and Punjab, Congress was emerged as a single largest party, but still they failed to form government. But in the 4 provinces they formed the government, and the fourth one is Assam. Clear? So yes, everyone, is that clear to you? Yes, is that clear to you? Good. So we mentioned that how Congress formed the government in the 9 provinces out of 11, only 2 provinces, that is Punjab. In the Punjab, who formed the government? Unionist Party. This is also prelims question, factual question. In the Punjab, Unionist Party formed the government, and who was the head of it? Yes, the head of Unionist Party was Sikandar Hayat Khan. Yes, head of Unionist Party was Sikandar Hayat Khan. He formed the government, and one more person in Bengal. In the Bengal, Praja Krishak Party. Praja Krishak Party formed the government there. Yes, everyone. So these are the 2 exceptions out of 11 where the government is formed by Congress. Good. Very good. Next thing, the work of Congress ministry. What work they had done. As you know that Congress, since Karachi session, Bombay session, they were talking about 2 programs, and they are very basically guided by socialist principles. That is working on the peasant and laborers. Yes, these were the 2 important programs. That is, they want to do something for the peasant, they want to do something for the laborers and all. That's why an election manifesto, as we mentioned, it was having detailed socio-economic political program, and they talked about labor reforms, they talked about agrarian reforms, they talked about release of political prisoners. So once they came to power, now it is a mandatory for them to introduce the changes, and yes, they did it. Like they introduced the labor reforms. What kind of labor reforms is there? Limitation of working hours. Yes, agriculture reforms. What kind of agriculture reforms? Yes, a reduction in land revenue tax. Yes, labor reforms, limitation of working hour, reduction in land revenue, agrarian reforms, tenancy act. Yes, tenancy act and all, they passed because of that reason. Next, constructive program. This was a Gandhian program, and in the constructive program, promotion of khadi and village-based industries. Yes, everyone. And the last, that is Vidya Mandir scheme. This is the scheme for providing primary education. Yes, this is the scheme for providing primary education to Indians. And the most important aspect of this, as this Vidya Mandir scheme is also known as Vardha scheme, this scheme was actually the brainchild of Gandhi, but there was a committee established under Zakir Hussain. That committee suggested the measures, and that measures are known as Vidya Mandir scheme. This is basically providing the primary education to Indian. And the most important aspect of this is teaching the basic tenets of all religion, so that there should not be any enmity among the people, among the students related to other religion. Along with that, they are talking about one more important aspect, that is providing skills. Yes, minimum skills to be teach means teaching should be practically oriented. So this Vidya Mandir scheme is very famous. This Vidya Mandir scheme is for primary education, and who was the head of this? Zakir Hussain, and after independence, Zakir Hussain became the president of India. So these are factual questions, and along with that, the last important aspect related to release of political prisoners. Yes, release of political prisoners is another important aspect of Congress Ministry. So these are the important works Congress Ministry did during this time. And one more interesting fact. Yes, I just want to share with you, as maybe some of you know this fact. As Nehru didn't take any responsibility. Yes, everyone. Nehru didn't take responsibility as the head of the state in anywhere. But most of the Congress leaders became the chief minister of particular provinces. What happened now? First time Congress realizes how to work and how to deal with the people, because once upon time they were opposition party. They considered protest as the right form, and they protested. The mass protest was there. But right now, when they came to power, they had a first hand experience of it. And you know what? When they even in it happened in Madras. Yes, it happened in Madras, that when there was a protest against the government decision and all, government uses the same action and they arrested the people, and that's why Nehru wrote a letter to Rajaji to not act like British government, because we are different. So they realized first time, okay, there is a difference between ruling and agitation. When you are a ruler, when you form the government, you have separate responsibility to maintaining law and order. Yes, along with that, initially people used to visit their leaders anytime, but now that leader became a held a constitutional position, so it is not possible that you can go and visit your leader. So this type of attitude is also changed. and it was necessary, and it happened before independence. That's a good thing. So this Congress ministry learned many more things, how to deal with the people, how to handle the policies. Yes, in this time. So their rule was basically for 28 months. Congress was Congress formed the government for 28 months, and they resigned in after 28 months resigned because of British participation in World War II without consultation of Indians. Yes, as Congress didn't oppose the participation of British in the Second World War, because Congress also condemned the fascism. Congress stood with the Britishers. But what they said that you are using our resources, and without our consultation, that is the problem for us. And that's why they wrote the letter, they mentioned everything, and you know what? Britishers' reply was, कुछ भी तुमसे पूछे हैं तुमसे, who are you? We are the master of this land, and we do not require to consult anyone. That was the attitude of British government, and that's why Congress decided to give resignation. And you know what? The Muslim League, as Muslim League was and Hindu Mahasabha, faced a severe defeat in this election of 1936. They were so much happy with that, and 22nd December 1939, Muslim League celebrated this day as a day of deliverance. They celebrated this, and they said that now India is free from Congress rule. India is from anarchist despot. That's why they celebrated this thing. And even whenever we are going to discuss the communal movement at that time, I'm going to tell you the reports presented by Muslim League, and it is of course based on WhatsApp messages of that time. Fake news. In short, fake news of that time. The Pirpur report was there. Rasha Hassan Mendi was the person who wrote that report, and they said that Congress is doing atrocities. Congress is misusing the forces against the people. The life is like hell in the Congress provinces. So such kind of reports they presented at that time. So 22nd December 1939, they celebrated the day of deliverance. Yes, everyone, is that clear to you? Yes, boys and girls, is that clear to all of you? Yes, is that clear? Any question, any query, any doubt? No doubt, nothing? Yes, boys and girls, is that any query, any question? Nothing? No doubt, no question, nothing else. Good. If you have, then please ask me. Don't worry, do not take too much tension. Do not think a lot that whether the question is silly or not, doesn't matter. I welcome all the questions from your side. And yes, remember, it's my duty as a senior to give you exact information related to the preparation. I don't want you to repeat the same mistake which I did in my past. Yes, everyone? So please feel free to ask the question and everything. So today we are going to stop here for this session. Tomorrow we are having marathon session. Do not miss that. Yes, the timing and everything is going to update on Unacademy app. Along with that, we are going to update on our Telegram channel. Yes. So do not forget one more thing, that is on February 7, 2021 at 11 there is an Unacademy Combat. And one more information I just want to share with you, that is initially we mentioned that there was a summit 2.0 but we postponed it due to some technical reason, so it will be held in next month. Yes everyone, so that's all for today's lecture. Thank you very much for your valuable time. Yes, please, if you like the video, please like it, share it, subscribe it, tell others to attend the lecture if you think so. It is very helpful for you. You can connect with me through my Telegram channel at Unacademy_Harshvardhan. And yes, the last but not least, please subscribe to Unacademy. Your subscription made us possible to present the video. So please be there. Please subscribe to Unacademy. Ashwini, I will provide you the answer for this in next class. Don't worry about it. Yes. So thank you very much once again. See you in next lecture.